What's up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond back with my own new review of Real Housewives of Atlanta. So we started off with Sheree. She's in the kitchen with her son Cairo, wanting him to be part of her fashion show because she's also gonna have a men line as well, and unisex sweatshirts. Now this is her final attempt to give us reality with She by Sheree. We can't keep saying the name and have nothing to show for it. So she needs to do what she gotta do to make us liars, make a believer out of her. Make us a believer out of her, okay? So then we also see Candy. Candy is preparing for a birthday party for baby Ace. He's turning 6. Having a small gathering with family and friends. Kenya and Drew was invited with their children. When he said happy birthday to me, that was so cute. She had a video gaming truck, which I thought was a very nice thing to do. My son loves gaming as well. And just talking about what's been going on, especially with the aftermath of a stranger approaching their property. They've been talking to the police department of what's their next step. Maybe having police sweep the area. What about hiring private security? They could protect you guys around the clock. Cardi B has private security all the time. And Drew, she's in a gated community area. She has an armed guard at the gate, which gives her comfort. So that might be a good idea for them to do. And also, Candy likes living in the convenience. Everything's close to her. But realizing that everything being close to her, especially to the airport, it reminded her of why she's feeling a little bit down, especially with the play. The play got shut down because of the Omicron variant of Miss C19. And it shut down the play, shut down everything. It bankrupted the show. It sucks. People all this hard work and now they have to be shut down. So Candy got extremely emotional in the confessional because of all the hard work she had to get to where she got. She was in a single parent household. She worked for everything. Nothing was handed to her. So because she has worked so hard, she wanted to give back. She wanted to create a space for black people to be creative, to produce plays. And it's just like, oh my God, just have it all shut down. But don't let that take away what you wanted to do, Candy. You're still being an advocate for the community. You're always an advocate for the community. You always want black people to shine. You always make a way for black people to get recognized. So don't use this as, what if I failed and you didn't fail? So then they were talking about the trip, how the trip was very strange, very dramatic with Marlo. Marlo definitely has a hard on for Kenya. It's bone up every time. Speaking of bone, what was Drew doing with the bone in your purse? Was that planned? Because that was too hilarious. But of course, I don't want the same thing to happen in Blue Ridge to happen in Jamaica. So at the same time they're having a conversation, we see Marlo at the LeBay warehouse, and Sheree comes over looking for things for Jamaica. Like, I'm seeing Louis Vuitton swimsuits you can rent for $200 per day. I'm seeing a hat for $100 per day. I'm like, I might as well just buy it. I am not about to wear someone's used swimsuit. That's unsanitary. So Marlo's still struggling with what her decision was, and apparently her nephews is calling home. He's missing home. One of the nephews is not doing anything. He just sitting on his bed playing games all day. He's not brushing his teeth, taking a shower. So she's like, what the hell's going on over there? I thought y'all were getting some discipline, some structure. I said, I don't know why you thought that. How could you think she can handle having 2 more kids in her full house for 30 days? So then she called her sister and wanted to know what's his name, playing games all day. I thought he was getting disciplined. I thought he was getting reprimanded. I thought you were giving him some structure. What are you doing? I'll take it away. I'll take the game away. Don't worry about it. I'm just like, Marlo, you got your nerve. Calling your sister, checking on what she's doing with the nephews you decided to take care of. And you're worried that she's not doing what she said she's going to do. How? When she got 4 kids of her own to give them structure and discipline. Can we look at the age range of these kids? You got 4 kids under 5 and 2 teenage boys. And not to mention, is she by herself? Is there nobody else? So, yeah, you can't expect for the boys to change overnight. No, it takes more than just a 1-night stay, 30-night stay. This is not a program to change kids' behaviors, Marlo. That's not what that's for. Now, wonder, did I make the mistake of sending them away? If you did, come get them. Okay, come get them. So, talking about how Marlo felt on her trip. Her trip wasn't what it was. She was a sunken mess, whatever. And now she wants to have an issue with Candy again. How Candy's always on the side of Kenya. No, she's on the side of what was right. And what was right was Kenya had the right amount of energy for you, and you couldn't take it. You can miss me, okay? Talking about Candy's always going to be on the side of wrong, even when it's the side of right. I'm like, this is stupid. Girl, just get over it. Get over Marlo, okay? So, going back to the New York trip, Sonya does not want the same thing to happen on that trip to happen on this trip, because when Candy invited the girls on the New York trip, she did say bring a friend, bring someone you're currently dating, not dating, because it's a couples trip, right? And since Kenya made it a problem that she did not get the invite when she did to bring somebody, she don't want it to be the same thing. So I want to be clear on what is the purpose of this trip, right? And since we got 3 women here who are single, I'm letting you guys know I want you guys to bring a +1. You can bring a friend, a new guy. That's what I want you guys to do, right? So she decided to FaceTime Kenya to tell her that and remind her more than once, this is a couples trip. I want you to bring somebody. But you told them that when you first got the information. And she wanted to be clear. I want to be really clear that this is a couples trip and I want you to bring somebody, okay? Can you do that? And Kenya hung up in her face. And I wasn't even mad that she did. Like, girl, do not give me a rule. Not drilling in my head more than once that it's a couples trip. If I decide to bring somebody, I will. If I'm not, I'm not. Oh, well. It's automatic she's going to go. You're not going to say she can't get on the plane. She doesn't have anybody with her, right, Sonya? So, miss me. And I felt like Sonya was definitely pushing the issue, and it was being very insensitive about it, because knowing that Kenya is going through a divorce, she's really not in the space of dealing with somebody right now. And that's how Kenya felt. I am not in any point in my life right now to start dating. I'm not about to do this. And for her to come at me that way, I would hang up on her again if she tried. And I wasn't mad. I swear to God, I was like, yeah, hang up. Blah, 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 blah. Girl, no, not listening. No, good night. Marlo. Nope. Already said that part. Marlo again, sorry. So she's at a therapist's office to get some understanding of what her mind is, referred to by Sheree. Because for one, she wants help. She did not set out to be a mother because how her mother raised her. So it was a Christian therapist. And she just wanted to know what's going on. I'm a nervous wreck. I got custody of my nephews. We were having fun. But lately, they've gotten so attitude-y. You know, they've had so many tantrums. And I don't know how to make structure. I don't know how to discipline them. And they lie to me when I say, do this. Did you make up your bed? He said, yes, auntie, I did. And he never makes it. My nephew got mad at me because I went to New York and he punched the wall. So she don't know what to do when it comes to parenting. She's never been consistent with punishment. And she just try to remember the good times, right? But don't want to be taking advantage of the good times to not still, you know, put her foot down every now and again. So while I am being the fun auntie, I want them to respect me when I'm telling them to do something. And of course, you know, the way that she thinks the best way to do it is to yell. So he gives her tools about how there's more you can do than just yell. There are different ways of getting respect, being strong without having to yell. And my mother has done this all her life when it comes to raising me and my sisters. My mom has tones in her voice where she's not in the mood, when she's really irritated. She has a look on her face where you kind of know what it feels like to get whooped, but she's not touching you. She has that energy around her where she doesn't have to yell, doesn't have to raise her voice for me to know, okay, sorry, mommy, I shouldn't have disrespected you. Just like it is with me. I have developed my mom's voice when it comes to me disciplining my son and my daughter. I have a look. I have a trick. I snap. I be like, hey, listen, don't do that, okay? Like, I have developed my own tricks into getting him to understand and getting him to remember, hey, don't play with me, okay? Because it always comes to that point where you have your tricks up your sleeve to get the respect, because you do not want to get ran over by your children. Children will run all over you if you let them. Because you do not want to wait till your kid gets older and you're just not trying to reprimand them when you haven't even reprimanded them when they were 5, 10, 11. It starts early when you want to reprimand your children. Now, I know since those nephews are teenagers, that makes it even harder, because teenagers don't like to listen, especially boys. They make it difficult. They become hard-headed. So, yeah, it's a lot more you got to do. Sometimes you got to start by taking things away from them. Taking their PlayStations. Taking their shoes away. Taking their rights to TV. You're going to have to start little by little getting them to understand, you're in my house. You need to respect my rules in my house. Otherwise, you can use that type of say you can leave. You know, discover America, as Claire Huxtable would say. Take whatever you got in your little funky bank account and go discover America, because you will not come to me this way. You know what I'm saying? So she wants to find that balance, and he gives her tools. You know, maybe have family meetings. Talk about positives and negatives and what we can change. Talk about a schedule. Keep these boys on a routine. They can wake up, and when they come home from school, do their homework, wash their teeth, eat, go to bed, and then have quality time. So she appreciates that, and she wants to bring the boys along for therapy session. Would be nice, and give yourself credit. You took those boys in when nobody else did. But also, she wanted confirmation. Was I wrong for wanting a break? No, you're not wrong for wanting a break, but don't make those boys feel abandoned in the way you made them feel when you wanted a break. So it's 2 and 2. Can't nobody say women don't deserve breaks, mothers don't deserve breaks. We do. But we cannot clock out. This is not a vacation. This is not a program where we can just clock in and out. No. We have to still go through it every single day. That's why we become parents. We can't take it back. So just keep up with consistency and placing your schedule. You'll be fine. So Candy and Todd have a conversation with Riley and Kayla about setting up trust funds for them. And there are most ways you can have a trust fund set up. And Bravo is so shady when it comes to what Candy and Todd have accumulated together. On one side, you got all of Candy's accomplishments, down to Candy Factory, Bedroom Candy, her house, her song publishing, her mom's house, her guest house. And on the other side, it just says New Jersey condo. I said, don't do Todd like that. Y'all know Todd has way more accomplishments, way more success than that. Okay, we got to give Todd credit. Please give Todd credit. So the Jersey crib, that goes to Kayla, automatic, right? Cool. When it comes to the full estate of what Kenny and Todd have accumulated, Todd does not want to give them in a lump sum because, knock on wood, before anything happens, I don't want them to waste the money. Like, say our estimate was a $5 million estate. I do not want them to, spend, make bad decisions, and we're left with $100,000. And we're not here. So he would rather come up with ways for them to receive lump sums of the money in different stages. They're in their 20s right now. Maybe every other few years they will receive a lump sum of trust added to them. Just so that way they can have more ways of coming up with their own financial wealth. It can still grow while having this trust fund put in place. Riley didn't like that idea to be spread it out because she figured she would like to invest in a business in her early 20s, which is great, but that's a part of trust though. When you reach to the point where you're ready to have your own business, you have a plan in mind, you have a business in mind, you know how much you're going to want from the business, and however the lump sum of money that you're receiving, that's how much you're going to use for your business. So anything that you want to do, you need to have a plan to execute it. So Candy, for sure, knock on wood, hopes that, nobody will ever go, but if one of us was to go, will the other one do what we wanted to do with the girls receiving the money? Will they agree to it? So for Todd, they don't think that Todd would agree to what Kenny would want when it comes to giving the girls their trust, right? Because the difference in the kids' lifestyles. Kayla worked to make a living in New York. Riley got the top-notch skyrise apartment in the sky as a freshman at NYU. The difference, you know what I'm saying? Kayla knew how to bust tables. She knew how to work. Riley don't even know how to clean a tub. So she's worried that, she's not going to get that special treatment if Kenny was to not be here. Ty will probably make her work for it. But probably give her, lessons in between that. Probably not going to give her the apartment just to give her the apartment. You might want her to work for it. Now, Todd is someone who likes a plan. Todd is someone who wants to stay in the market, stay in the lane, stay in that budget of what you want to work for. He'll definitely be strict about if you want to make money, if you want to spend money, stay in this lane of spending money. So he just want to teach them how to be self-sufficient. That's what he wants them to do. He don't want to give you money to give you money. I want you to know how to work for it to make more money. And it's like everything you do is a life lesson. Yes, everything's a life lesson. That's nothing wrong with having a life lesson. So, of course, parenting styles. When it came down to Kayla, he never showed affection. He always kept business and parenting in the same lane. It was never separate. But, of course, since he did expect a lot out of Kayla, he's proud of her. Kayla is in production like her father. She's has her own apartment. She's paying her own bills. He's proud of her because he wants to be able to know my daughter is good. She can take care of herself when I'm gone. That's all I want for her. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong wanting your child to be able to take care of themselves, even if they have money. You want them to be able to know what it means of hard work. So Candy feels like if she was gone, she wouldn't trust that Todd would do right by Riley. She'll think that he won't just give it to her. He'll make her want to work for it. But it made him feel bad. Like, it hurt his feelings that you wouldn't even think I would make sure Riley was straight. Not the way I would want her to be straight. You wouldn't just do it the way I want you to do it. But it still hurt his feelings. You don't even trust your husband to the point where he'll take care of your daughter if you're not here. Now, I know Candy and Ty's styles are different. Riley got everything she ever wanted. She doesn't know the meaning of hard work. But, of course, come on now. Ty will be Todd, but he's not going to not give Riley what she's rightfully deserved or what trust she'll have. But he walked away. He felt like, that was wrong. You wouldn't even trust your own husband. That would take care of your daughter, my daughter, just the way you would take care of mine. Like, come on, we have children together. Like, I was like, oh, that hurt his feelings. I don't like that. So it was a small scene of Sonya telling the girls, to come over to her house for a small pre-planning of Jamaica. Also, the night fell on Sheray's birthday, so let's make it a celebration for her as well. So Sheree was at a fabric store outsourcing all different types of fabric. She's placing everything on the line for her clothing line. Everything has to be right. It started out being a clothing line for women, but now she's receiving requests for men. It's going to be a men's line as well. She wants to showcase VPL. What is a VPL? You know what VPL is? No. Visual print line. Girls like to see the print every now and again. So I'm going to create joggers where it can accentuate every part of a man's body that you would love to see. You see what he's working with? That thing still thangin'? It'll be a nice thing to see. I said, all right. I ain't mad at you, especially if you get them sweatpants too. Love the great sweatpants of it all. But we're going to move on from that. So now we see Candy and Ty, they're having a conversation after the trust fund meeting that did not go well. Ty was still in his feelings because he felt like, they're being very entitled. And yes, they are comfortable, but he also wants them to understand that this did not come for free. While you guys are blessed to have parents who made money, who giving y'all everything, I do not want y'all to eliminate not working for it. And the fact that you don't think that I will care enough, or you don't trust me enough that I wouldn't make sure Riley was taken care of. But of course, there is a difference. Candy is ready to throw any money at her daughter to make her happy. You're not so free really with the coins as I am, for good reason. But of course, it doesn't mean that you would think he wouldn't do what you wanted him to do with it. But of course, he does admit, you're right. If you was to, be gone, God forbid you won't be, and you wanted me to do this right by Riley, I probably wouldn't have done it. I would have been on my strict life lesson mindset. You right, absolutely. So, how about I propose this? You write what you want for them to have. Give them all the details, all the directions, what you want them to do with the money. So that way they don't have to ask me any questions. They do what you want them to do with the money. You give them free reign to do what you want to do, and I will do the same for me. So estate planning has always been stressful, but they've always managed to make it work, and they have come to a conclusion, which I wasn't even mad at Ty's reasoning for wanting them to know why you will have a trust fund put in place. Don't get dependent on it. I want you guys to still work on it for yourselves. But Candy has been down in the dumps ever since the play closed down. She did hear from another producer to produce another play, but what if that gets to shut down too? But it's like, why? Just do it. You don't want to look back and say you didn't do it, so go ahead. You want to stay in the community of giving back, and that's what you decide to do, and that's what I support you and respect you for it. That no matter how hard you get pushed down, you get right back up. So keep going. Produce it. It might be good. And it was so warming to see how he gave Candy that support to uplift her. I said, you're such a motivator, Todd. I love that. And that's what Candy loves about him. He's always pushing me to keep going. He always motivates me. I have the perfect partner in life. So she's going to go ahead and produce the play. Who knows what could happen? Yes, it might have the same outcome as the first play, but at least you tried. And I love that he did that. I really did. I'm like, Todd is such a good guy. So we get to Sonya. Sonya has her place ready for Sheree. All the girls arrived. Marlo's still mad about what happened on her trip. Who cares? Wants to have a good time. Everybody in her home. Oh, wondering, is Toto going to be here? No? Okay, good. So Kenya came. She says hello. Even says hello to Marlo. Marlo again is like, you will not ruin my vibe, Kenya. You will not ruin it. I said, you ruin it for yourself, because Kenya can be in a room with you and not give a damn. I think that's what makes you mad. That Kenya is now losing sleep of what you're thinking about her. She does not care. And she says it right here. Kenya says, I've always been able to ignore Marlo because she's irrelevant, and is. Extremely. Good night. So Asanya guided Kenya for a tour. She's talking about the railings and furniture because Asanya did not know what she was doing when it came down to getting furniture for her home. Since Kenya knows what she's doing when it comes to homes, she's giving her opinions. Apparently, Asanya lives extremely far out of Atlanta. I guess. I'm like, how far you live? People say, I gotta take a train. I have to pack a lunch. You live way out there, girl. But she also wanted to have this ruse to have a conversation. That's why she hung up on her, right? So, talking about why she hung up. She says, I'm arriving in 2021 in a great place. I'm getting back to being myself before I got married. I was not about to put up with anybody running over me, just like in my marriage. I let a lot of things slide, and right now I'm in a place where I'm saying, don't do that to me. I will call out how you made me feel, and I'm going to say, don't do that to me. So they want to know why they're having a private conversation. What happened? So Candy tells them what happened, because we got the Jamaica trip coming up, and it's a couples trip, right? But Sonya really wanted to push that onto Kenya, that she needs to have somebody on the trip with her. But of course, it felt a little bit insensitive because Kenya's going through divorce right now. So Kenya was trying to hear her, so she hung up on her. And Marlo said, I don't think it's right for a grown woman to hang on another grown woman. And I don't think it's right for a grown woman to kick her nephews out when she gets too tired. So, Marlo, what you trying to say? You always trying to talk about what another grown woman shouldn't do when you've done the opposite. You turned your nose up when Kenya tried to help you. You get mad when Kenya don't give you the time of day. So you can miss me with that. So Kenya said that Sonya's tone was off-putting and maybe condescending. She said, really? Well, yeah, because I felt like you're being insensitive in my situation. You're trying to push me to bring in somebody when I'm not in that place. And I felt like Sonya, thank you, Bravo Production, for clearing it and saying, like, Sonya was pushing the narrative of Kenya bringing somebody. I want to be clear, that this is a couples trip. Okay, Sonya. But I'm still trying to understand, why does that need to be of your concern? Why can't it be for what it is? You already invited them. You gave them the option to bring somebody or not. But why are you trying to make it seem as if Kenya has to bring somebody? Where was that energy towards Marlo and Sheree? Did I skip that? No, I didn't. I didn't skip it. Thank God I didn't. Because I was just kind of like, it was dumb enough for you to be like, we got to remember, you guys are single. Okay, so they were going to go anyway. They will not lose any sleep without wondering, who did I bring on this trip? They don't care. Especially Kenya. She don't care. And she didn't get a chance to clarify what she meant. I wasn't saying bring somebody that you're dating. I was saying bring a homegirl, bring a friend. That's what I meant. I apologize to you if that made you feel like I'm putting you in a situation or putting you in a position where you felt like you were when you were married. I never did that. But Son, you kind of did though in the beginning, where you wanted her to have a special somebody. It wasn't for a homegirl. I mean, you could have had most ways of telling her or reminding people of what the trip was about, but calling her to tell her to her face, to be clear, this is a couples trip, girl. Engraved it in my damn head. I got it. You don't have to keep reminding me. So Sheree pulls up in this fabulous Coach print outfit. And Sonya wanted to have the ambiance of giving Sheree the treatment of This Is Your Day, but everything wasn't prepared. She had music that wasn't set up, and Sonya wasn't prepared for this party. She wasn't, okay? She even had the 360 selfie spinner that wasn't charged. It needed about 20 minutes, and it was like, you were not prepared for anything, Sonya. You should have had all the electrical appliances prepared before everybody arrived, okay? Give yourself that space of everything already tuned up for everybody to use, okay? So her assistant came out with beef patties, one with chicken, one with beef. Her mom did not make this. It was catered. Ken said it was dry. Girl, where is some rum punch? I need something to drink to wash down this dry-ass beef patty. So they tried the 360 spinner. It wasn't working. Sheree gave her an A for effort. There was a thought that counts. But girl, you got to do better than that. So still making jokes about how dry the food was. Hey, it is what it is. Your food is dry, your food is dry. And it's been a while since they all seen each other, ever since the cabin. And want to know, Drew, what was up with the bones? Did you mean to pack that? Was that a spur of the moment? She always on go. She's on ready. Ain't got to stay. I'm already going to be ready. You know what I'm saying? And unlike other people, the way I express myself, I'm not the type to hide the rocking throw the rock and hide their hands. Sheree said, who did that? She said, you did. I was responding to the dog that you had around me to address me. Not the dog, yes, the dog, meaning Toto, meaning her, okay? At the end of the day, you brought this person around me, and they went and found information about me, and you don't find that to be a problem. So at the end of the day, I don't know this girl. She proceeded to come at me. So Sheree's being petty. She's throwing tomatoes. Boo, tomatoes, tomatoes, okay? And it's not making any sense. And it doesn't give me why Sheree doesn't know this is happening, because you did bring Fatuma around for you. You did bring her around for you to start shit, to go against Drew. And at the same point in time, this girl has been nothing but a bother to Drew. Drew hasn't done nothing to this woman. Every time Fatuma's in the building, she's coming at Drew. And there's no reason. And to say that Drew lives secretly for Sheree, I would say you kind of live secretly for her too, though. I think you like going back and forth with her, Sheree. Because you got to give something. Because it can't just be everybody coming at Drew. You got to be able to come in at as well. So they enjoy bickering, going back and forth. Sheree with her crazy psychotic smile, her cheeks about to burst, and Drew just be like, girl, you look pretty. Don't make you look crazy. So at the end of the day, I just want Sheree to take accountability. Just be honest, okay? While everybody came at Drew about what she said about Sheree, it goes vice versa to Sheree, because Sheree's not innocent. She's not a victim. While going back to the assistant, yes, the assistant brought up the information. Gotcha. But you still took the information and told someone else who wanted to spray it. And she then made herself get involved in something that she shouldn't have gotten involved in. She the one who made the notion to come after Drew and look up her aliases or her information. Who told her to do that? She did, but based off of what information she was told by you. So Drew wasn't trying to tell Fatum, to tell Sheree to stop being friends with Toto, but to be mindful of, this is someone that you have been friends with. You brought her around, and she's rubbing me the wrong way, but she don't care about me and us trying to move forward or having some form of camaraderie with one another. Since you don't care about how she's coming at me for no reason, I see where we're at, and I proceed to not worry about this any longer. I'm done with it. I am done, okay? Because at the end of the day, it's just kind of like going back and forth, you know? You don't know. But then Drew and Sonya kept going back and forth, and Sheree ends up talking about, who we talking to? Are we talking to Danielle, Tiffany? Who? I don't know who we talking to. Left and right, I can't tell. So basically, we're talking about her age now, because you don't remember what you did. I get it, you're getting older, okay? That stuck her nerve to her. Girl, you wish you should look as good as me when you reach my age, bitch. You better be hoping and glad you could look good as me reach my age, bitch. I am old and cold, honey. Old and cold. Okay, you better be glad when you look as fabulous as me at my age, okay? And I'm not gonna lie, Sheree. You look good. I just want to know those cheeks, those lips. I know your ass is yours, but those lips and those cheeks, I just want to know who did them. And Marlo said Drew is very pretty, but she better hope she reaches as beautiful as Sheree is at 60. The producer says she's 52. Oh shit, she gonna cuss me out. Yes, she is. But at the same point in time, she not lying. She looks good for her 50. So does Kenya. So basically, like I said before, Drew is done. She knows where Sheree stands, and she knows where she stands. I am done with it. Fine. So then we go to the cake cutting. Candy wanted Drew to sing happy birthday. Drew wasn't about to waste her voice on Sheree. They told her to be the bigger person, and she decided to sing. And she sung a very gorgeous ballad of happy birthday. Drew is talented, okay? So then we also see set of rules by Sonya. What not to do, what not to bring, and what to do in Jamaica, okay? So she wants everybody to wear water-friendly hair. Get a weave, get a sew-in, or get a really good wig. Glued down, okay? Get that waterproof adhesive. Rule number 1, no standoffs, no problem, okay? Won't start none, won't be none. Rule number 3, no props. That was directed towards Drew. But the way she's using her props this season, I'm here for it. Rule number 4, no weed. Weed is not legal in Jamaica. I thought it was. It's not? You sure? Okay. But if you get caught with weed, you will go to jail. Sonya will leave you there. Rule number 5, they're repping for iFit. iFit is footing the bill. I am all about their business. I want to keep their business. Please be on your best behavior for me. And please do not ruin my hometown. Don't do it. I said, these are grown ass women you talking to, Sonya. You had me with, water friendly hair. You had me there. I don't know what standoffs means. Does that mean no fighting? Girl, have you not watched the show? Every time during a cast trip, a fight breaks out. But fine, Sonya. But everybody on their best behavior, sure, we'll see. But y'all, that's it. That's all I have. Please stay until the next video. I'm going to see you guys later. Bye.